Recently, the incident that is happening in Sandeshkhali, national media may not be covering it. There are far more important topics for them, but this incident is very much concerning, and it requires certain attention from all the Indian who believes in the integrity of their country. We need to understand that why this situation has suddenly arisen and who is Sheikh Shahjahan, who is hiding from ED for last 1 month, and state government is not taking any initiative to catch hold of him or to arrest him, and his gang, they were moving freely. Yesterday only TMC, as a damage control mechanism, they have suspended one of his allies, but the other allies are still roaming freely. But here they have suspended him but not arrested him. Now, to understand, we need to first understand the geography of this area. These are the remote and core areas of Sundarban Anchal. And Sundarban, as you know, it is spread over both India and Bangladesh. And the border, that is in many cases small narrow river or canal type river, which is crossing both the nation, and the smuggling, cattle smuggling, cow smuggling, gold smuggling, weapon smuggling, everything is going on through this river border. Because this river border, it is a very vast area, it is a very complicated geography. So it is not possible to fence that area or to put a coast guard to prevent those areas. So it is like the Bangladeshi dacoits, they regularly come from Bangladesh to Sundarban and they loot the people there and then again go back. This is happening for last almost say 30-40 years. Now this Sheikh Shahjahan, people says that he is also not an Indian. He came from Bangladesh, his maternal uncle, they came from Bangladesh and they occupied land here. Now the situation is as grave as such that these areas, geographically they are in India, but demographically it has become almost Bangladesh. Like in Bangladesh, the Hindus, in the condition they are living, same is the living condition of the Hindus in those Sundarban areas. Their land has been occupied by forcefully or by money. After the left government regime, they came into power, they did a land reform, and to this land reform, after independence till late 80s, these areas were mainly dominated by scheduled tribe people or the Janjatis. They were the main habitant of these areas. So they got the land, but then there was no economical reform after the land reform. So agriculture has never become a profitable business in that area. Another was that fisheries. These areas lots of rivers, so fisheries was a occupation for many people here. So what they did, these people who came from Bangladesh, they either with money or with by force, they started occupying the lands, and the then left regime was in favor with them. Sheikh Shahjahan is the name that you are hearing now, but there are two another name that we need to hear. One is Isha Laskar, another was Mojid Master. They were the Sheikh Shahjahan of the lefts. So these people, they came in, first they set up their small ghettos. They started acquiring lands in the nearby areas, and after the land reform, the middle class of the village living middle class of West Bengal, they left the village. They started coming towards Kolkata for getting a job, because earlier their living was dependent on agriculture, but now they had to change their profession after the land reform. So there were many land which was not claimed by anyone, or many land was there which was being farmed by a small farmer. They could not hold off to that land because it was not economically profitable. So they started selling those land, or if when this percentage at around 1947, the percentage of Muslims were there less than 15%. But towards late 90s, this percentage become almost 25%, and nowadays in few blocks of Sundarban areas, Hindus are the minority, and they are even less than 20%. So when their percentage increased, they started occupying the lands forcefully. So you see what are the complaints coming in from the villagers. What are their complaints against Sheikh Shahjahan? That he has occupied their farming land forcefully, he has occupied the pond forcefully, they cannot go fishing in the river without paying him the money, cut money, and many cases they have taken their land as a lease for fisheries farming, for fishing farming, and they set up the bheri. But as per the law, these people, Janjati people, should have got the lease amount every year. But after they have taken the land, then they have never paid that money. And to terror the people and make it as Hindus as the minority and to drive out the Hindus from those areas, another thing that has happened is the torture on the women. Like, people will come and say that today night you need to send your wife or your daughter to the party office, there is a meeting. Now nobody knows at night 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock what meeting will happen. That lady has to stay there for the whole night, and the next day, if they wish, they will return or they will take her. You can remember the film Rowdy Rathore. It is same as that.